channel. So as I mentioned in my previous favorites video, I actually just recently got back from Europe. I was in Italy and Poland, and it was such an amazing trip. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit about that while I'm getting ready. But for today's video, I wanted to do an eye look using the new ColourPop Cosmetics Main Squeeze eyeshadow palette. When I got back from Europe, I saw that I received a PR package from ColourPop, and this beautiful palette was one of the items included, and I just couldn't wait to play with it. So this is also like a first impressions. I did swatch the shadows a little bit, but I never used them on my eyes yet. So we'll see how they perform, and I'm really excited to create a really fun summer look for you guys. So this is the palette. It's a really cute compact red palette. It's plastic, so it's actually pretty sturdy, which I like. So it does include this mirror, which is always a plus. Don't mind all these fingerprints, but it's a beautiful big mirror, and you are getting 9 shadows. There's a mix of metallics, mattes, satins, so it's really nice, and they're all different tones of red and pink, so it's a really nice fun palette to play with, and I'm really excited to use it. So I really like that they included the names of each shadow on the palette. That's definitely a plus, and it makes it easier when I'm using it, and if I have to make videos, I can just tell you the names quite easily, and I just like the way it looks better because I think the names of the shadows are a cute addition. So this does have names, and it's a really cute compact palette, really good for travel because it's quite sturdy, so that's a definite plus. And there's also a nice metallic overlay on top, which is really pretty, and this palette does retail for $12 American, which is really good. That's quite affordable, like all ColourPop products. So this is quite a great deal. Now let's see how this will perform on the eyes. Okay, so as you can see, I do have my makeup on, I have my brows done, and I do have a base. I just used their ColourPop No Filter Concealer just as an eyeshadow base. So the first shadow that I'm gonna go into in my crease is gonna be this beautiful corally pink shade. It's called Frosé, and I'm just using a Morphe JH36 blending brush for that, and I'm just gonna place it into the crease. Beautiful, almost like a strawberry shade. It's like a pinky red, and I'm just gonna place that all in the crease as my crease color. And the shadows in this palette are really bright. If you're more into the neutral shades, this isn't really full of them. It's a little bit more, it's like a neutral but like colorful, which actually I like, and it's fun for summer. But if you are a little bit scared of color, I'm not sure if you'll like this palette because it is filled with a lot of colorful shades, but I really like it. And it's also fun to just play around with colors once in a while, step out of your comfort zone. And the great part is that it's not an expensive palette, so even if you don't use it as much as you think you would, it's not like you're breaking the bank with it, so that's also a plus. So as I mentioned, I was in Europe this past month. It was actually my boyfriend's cousin's communion, so that's kind of why we went to Poland. I also always wanted to go to Poland. We just never ended up going for some reason. We ended up always just going to Italy and like kind of skipping out on Poland, but I'm so happy that I actually traveled to Poland because it was such an amazing experience. So his family was really sweet, and it was really nice to see where he was from. He was actually born in Poland, and he came to Canada when he was 7 years old, so it was super nice just to see his family and where he grew up. He actually lives 2 hours from Krakow, and it was really nice to just see where he lived and to see Poland. I love Polish food. I had my sister Lisa with me. She also loves Polish food, so we really enjoyed the trip.
I loved it!
So we really enjoyed that trip. We actually stayed in Krakow for the first like 3-4 days, and then we ended up going to his little town, which is about 2 hours from Krakow, and it was really nice. We even went to Auschwitz, which was quite a crazy experience. I mean, I've always wanted to go there. I never thought I actually would, so it was really interesting to go, and of course it was very intense. It's very heartbreaking, but I do suggest it if you guys are ever in Krakow because it's about like 1 hour and 20 minutes. We rented a car, but you could also take buses. We just drove there, but it was really quite an eye-opening experience, and I know my sister vlogged it a little bit. We didn't want to vlog too much, but I think that she is going to be making a little video about our experience. It was quite heartbreaking and very eye-opening, but if you're into history, it's a really good thing to see, because just to make yourself aware of what really did happen and just to keep yourself informed. And it is a part of history, and I believe that we should remember what happened so history does not repeat itself. So that was a very intense experience, but we lightened it up after by going back to where my boyfriend lives. It's like a little farm town. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. He lives in a really peaceful area with all nature, so it was just nice to get away for a little bit and just really relax, because then after that we ended up going to Rome for the next over a week. It was about 9 days, and that was really intense. It was a really fun experience. We love Rome. His mom and his grandma actually met us for a few days. They really loved the churches there, so they had a lot of fun looking at all the beautiful churches in Rome, because there's literally one on every street, guys. Like, if you love churches, you will love Rome and Italy in general, because honestly, I think they're the most beautiful churches. We went to the Vatican, which is the biggest church in the world, so it was really nice for them. They had so much fun. They saw like 10 churches a day and just stayed in them for hours. So it was really nice to show them Rome, and I just love Rome. It's kind of like our home base, and I just feel at home there. So it was just a really nice vacation, and I'm also happy to be home just to see our little dog Luna, but I do really miss Italy and Europe in general, and of course Poland. It was really nice. Okay, so we have that color Rosé just smoked out on the crease, and it's a really beautiful color. It actually applied super nice and pretty pigmented, so that is definitely really good to see. And next I'm gonna go in with this darker shade called Seed Money, and I'm just gonna place that more towards the outer corners. I'm just using that same blending brush, and I'm gonna place that darker matte color, Seed Money, just more towards the outer corners. See, there is a little bit of fallout, but nothing too crazy, so that's actually really nice to see, because sometimes I know fallout can be a bit of a pain. And I did do my face makeup first, which I usually don't do just for the fact of fallout, and I like to keep things looking clean, but I actually am not having many problems with the fallout with these shadows, so that's very good. Just want to always make sure everything is nice and blended. Okay, now with this thinner blending brush, this is the Sigma E25 brush, I'm gonna go in with this darker shade. This is the darkest shade in the palette. It's called Red Bottles, and it's a deep burgundy, beautiful, rich purple shade. And I'm just gonna use that shade to deepen up the crease. So I've actually never been to Europe in the springtime. I usually go in the summer, especially in Italy when it's super hot, because the summer months can get like extremely hot, up to 40 degrees Celsius. And I was looking forward to actually going in the springtime when the weather was supposed to be like really nice and in like the 20s, mid-20s. So I was really excited for that. But it ended up being much cooler than we had expected, so we all really didn't pack good at all. We were freezing, especially in Poland when we first got there, because it was like rainy and cold, and I had only brought this one little jacket and it was so thin, so I actually ended up getting a bit sick for the first few days when I was in Krakow, which was okay. I took some meds and I was okay after, but it was pretty unfortunate because we just didn't pack well at all. I actually didn't even bring like any blazers or other jackets to wear. So that's just an FYI. If you are traveling in the springtime, just be aware that it might be colder than you think. I'm always used to going in like such hot weather, especially in Italy. So I really did not pack well at all. And if I can go back, I would bring more sweaters, because I totally needed some. Even in Italy, it was kind of, they said it was like a really bad month, because usually May is really nice, it's like beautiful, it's sunny, and this time it actually rained a lot more than we expected and anyone expected, so we were pretty cold. And I only brought a couple outfits with long sleeves. I packed like all tank tops, which was crazy now that I'm thinking about it. I was literally prepared for like 40-degree weather, so that was the only one thing. I wish I could turn back the time and repack everything, but other than that, we enjoyed the weather not being so extremely hot, because we walk a lot in Europe and we end up just being drenched by the end of the day. And this time it was really nice just to actually be a little bit like fresh and even chilly at night. I just wish that I had brought a jacket. So that was the only complaint I have. Other than that, Europe is beautiful in the springtime. The weather is a little bit iffy, because you never know if it's gonna rain a lot. So this year it happened to be raining all over Europe a lot, which was quite unfortunate, but we still made the best of it and had a few nice sunny days. Okay, so we have that beautiful, nice darker shade now in the crease, and I think I want to go in with this pretty metallic shade called Baywatch. It's almost like a purpley bronze shade. It's super pretty. I'm not going to do a cut crease or anything. I'm just going to kind of smoke out that metallic shade on the lid. So I'm just going to spray my brush with a little bit of my setting spray, and that just helps the metallic shades be a little bit more pigmented and stick on the eye better. So I'm using the Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky Shader brush, and I'm going into that shade called Baywatch. That's such a pretty shade. I love colors like this. It's almost like a muted cranberry shade, and I just love the way these cranberry eyes look. They're so pretty. So now that summer is here, I know a lot of you guys probably have vacations that you're planning. I would love to know where you guys are going this summer, because now that my vacation's over, I'm kind of sad because I don't really have any trips to look forward to, but who knows, maybe I'll end up taking another one maybe later on in the year, we'll see. But nothing is planned right now, and I'm sad about that because I just love to travel, and I love Europe especially. So let me know if you guys have any fun vacations planned. I would love to know where you guys are going this summer. Okay, so I'm just smoking that metallic shade a little bit over my natural lid line just to make everything look a bit more blended and smooth. I really love the way this is looking so far. And it's pretty easy to do. I'm not doing anything crazy, no crazy cut creases. I know they can be intimidating for a lot of people. This is actually a really nice eye look, and it's not too complicated. I definitely recommend wetting your brush before you use any metallic shadow, or even sometimes I'll use a little bit of a glitter primer just if I really want to make it pop. But this time I just wet my brush, and it actually looks super nice. It just makes the metallic shadow sit on the eye way nicer and just really show its true potential and a beautiful metallic color. This one is a really beautiful color, and I love the way it turns out. Maybe I'm gonna add a little touch of this maraschino one. This one is more of like a pinky coral shade. It's metallic as well, and I'm just gonna use that same brush that I used and just add a little bit of that towards the middle of my eye. You can kind of see it. It adds a little bit more dimension. It's not too noticeable. So I think I just want to leave the eye look like that. I'm now going to just finish off the lower lash line. I'm just going to use this Morphe JH40 little blending brush. I'm going in with that shade Frosé that we used in the beginning. I'm just going to use that just to smoke out the bottom lash line. So I have that shade Frosé smoked on the lower lash line, and I'm just going to go in with the shade called Red Bottoms, which was the deepest shade in the palette. And I'm using this angled brush, and I'm just going to place a little bit of that and just define the lower lash line a bit. You see, I'm just using that dark shadow kind of just to line that lower part of that lash line. I'm just going back in with that little blending brush. I'm just going to smoke out that darker shade a bit. Okay, and now with this Morphe JH41 just flat packer brush, I'm going to go in with the shade Juicy Fruit, which is a really interesting, almost like a greeny, yellowy pink shade. And I'm just going to place that on the inner corners of my eyes. So that shade's really cool. It's almost like a pinky gold with a bit of green. It's pretty unique. Okay, now to line the waterline, I'm going to use this ColourPop Creme Gel Liner. This is in the shade Call Me, and it's almost like a brownie purple shade, so it's really nice. So I'm just going to place that on my lower waterline. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with their BFF Mascara. This is just in the shade Black on Black, and I'm just going to place that on my lashes, and then I'm going to pop on a pair of lashes because I just love them. So okay, so I have that mascara on, and now I'm just gonna pop on a pair of lashes. Of course, you can skip this step completely, but I'm just a lash addict, so I need to put on my lashes, and I'll be right back with the finished eye look. Okay, so I popped on some lashes, and now we're gonna finish this look off with the lips, and I did get sent a few of the new ColourPop liquid lips that were actually reformulated, so I'm super excited to try those out. I heard really good things about them, and let's try them out today on camera, so we'll see how they turn out, because I actually did like the older ColourPop liquid lips, but I did notice that they could flake off a bit and they were a little bit dry. I'm curious to see how the new formulation will be, and let's just get started. I'm gonna line my lips with this ColourPop lip liner. This is in the shade Bumble, and it's a really nice rosy pink, kind of to go with the eye look that we have going on. So let's just line our lips with that. so I have a couple shades that I want to try out. I'm just not sure which one would go better with this eye look. These two shades in particular. This one is called Gingham and this is called Relay Race. Which one should I use? I might go with this lighter one called Gingham. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's a beautiful pinky shade with a little bit of coral mixed into it, which makes it a little bit lighter. Wow, that shade is gorgeous. It's like a beautiful pinky coral. It's really nice and I think it looks really good with the eye look that we created today. I'm just gonna let it dry a little bit and then I'll be back to give you my final opinion. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I really love how this whole look turned out and I love the way this main squeeze palette performed. It's a really beautiful, fun palette. If you're into pinks, reds, and just really nice, warm, bright colors, then you will love this palette. I can't really complain about it. The colors are super pigmented. They perform really nicely. They're blendable. There's not too much fallout. And for $12, you can't really go wrong with that, guys. So I really love the way the shadows performed. I think it's a really cute palette. As I said, it's really compact, so it's great for travel. The packaging is quite sturdy because it's a really nice sturdy plastic, and overall it's just a really nice fun palette. So let me know if you guys like the way this look turned out, if you have this palette in mind or if you already have it, and if you want to see any more looks using this palette. I also really love the new formulation of their liquid lipsticks. I think they're amazing, guys. I wasn't too crazy about the other ones because, as I said, they were more drying and they did flake off a bit. With these ones, I could tell right away that I'm not going to really have that problem because the way that they are on the lips is like really smooth and satiny and it just feels super comfortable, and I don't even know that I have liquid lips on because I hate when you feel like it's like that heavy liquid lipstick feeling. That's why I kind of strayed away from liquid lipsticks for a while. I've been more into glossy lips, but these ones I'm like super obsessed with right now and I can't wait to play with all of the other shades. So guys, definitely check them out if you're in the market for more liquid lipsticks because these new ones that they reformulated are amazing. I believe all of their liquid lipsticks now are going to be in this new formulation, so definitely check those out. So guys, let me know if you like the way this look came out and if you want to see more colorful looks. I also have the blue palette. It's called Blue Moon by them, so let me know if you want to see a tutorial using that palette with a nice blue look, which is a bit out of my comfort zone, but I do want to film something using that palette, so let me know if you want to see that. And guys, thank you so much again for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!